Welcome to Whiskey's a Journey. My name is Peter Fasciano. Today is Wednesday. It's time for another Sip It or Skip It episode. If you're not familiar, I have all of my whiskeys randomized on my phone. I'm going to spin the wheel, whatever it selects. I'm going to pull it off the shelf, do a quick review, let you know if I'm going to keep sipping on the bottle until it's gone and replace it because I like it. Or if I don't like it, I'm not going to buy again. I'm going to skip buying it and move on to something else. All right, let's go ahead and spin the wheel, see what we're doing today. And while I've got you here, if you are new to the channel, you like what I'm doing, subscribe to the channel. And it looks like we are doing Four Roses Single Barrel OESK. Let me go ahead and grab this. I don't know if this was one of the bottles that I gave away in one of my giveaways, but give me a second. Let me check to see if I have it, and then we'll do a review. Be right back. All right, I do have it. So these are the new releases. I believe they were released in 2024. OESK, it's the new recipes of their single barrels. All the information for this is right here. I paid, what, $52.99 for this. It is a single barrel, and it is coming in at 50% ABV. So let's go ahead and give this thing a quick review. I also need to let you know I do have a August giveaway. So if you are interested in supporting the channel in some way, all of the rules to the giveaway are in the description below. Unfortunately, it is American or US participants only. I can't ship anything overseas. So give those rules a read through if you are interested. And just to let you know, I'm throwing in an extra bottle along with the 12 2-ounce samples. So this could be one that I throw in if you end up winning, because I am not a Four Roses fan. But you never know. Day to day, whiskeys can change. On the nose, I'm not getting a whole lot. Something usually jumps out of the glass. And the one thing that I would say that this is giving me is heartburn. No, no, there's spice coming through. Spice and a little bit of toothpaste, like a minty toothpaste. All of those traditional bourbon notes are also there. Vanilla, brown sugar, and caramel. But the thing that sticks out to me the most is a minty toothpaste along with spice, somewhere along the Christmas spice category. You know, Christmas spices I would think would be ginger, cinnamon, allspice, nutmeg, anise, somewhere around those spices. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that the nose is off-putting, but I don't know if the individual notes that I'm getting are playing nice together. I mean, it smells like bourbon, and I do like the way bourbon smells, so that's a positive. So let's go ahead and get it on the palate, let you know what I think. Cheers, everybody. Strawberry, bubblegum, and spice. Heavy on the cinnamon, spice, and pepper and ginger. Actually, I don't think this is as bad as I originally thought. I'm actually thinking this is quite pleasant. I'm not getting any of that minty note, that toothpaste note, but all of those Christmas spices are here. And again, straight over the middle, brown sugar, caramel, and vanilla. Those traditional bourbon notes are screaming through this glass. The proof, 50% ABV, I think is hitting my palate pretty nice. As I'm sitting here talking, there is a little bit of an oak bitterness setting into the side of my tongue and sinking underneath. I wouldn't say this is too viscous. It is washing over my palate. It doesn't really have any stickiness to it, or it doesn't seem to be pretty thick. It's not thin on flavor, but it's thin on viscosity. A little bit of a grapey note is also creeping in. Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised with this. All right, that was the first sip. Man, I gotta tell you, on the nose, it really does come across as spearminty. Toothpaste, spice. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the nose at all. That was the first sip. I think this does linger around a little bit, so I think the finish is medium to long. Let me get a second sip in, see if I can get anything else out of it. I usually get a more oak forward second sip. So I'll be curious to see if that oak that I was getting on that first sip starts to become a little bit too tannic or a little bit too dry. But let's go ahead and get the second sip in. All right, here we go. As I expected, that second sip is a little bit more oaky, a little bit more tannin, is a little bit dry. I still like it quite a bit. I wouldn't say that this is reminding me of the original single barrel. I really do appreciate that on the palate, that minty note is not coming through. Grape, strawberry bubblegum, oak tannin, oak bitterness, a little bit of drying, caramel, vanilla, brown sugar. And that's weird. On the very far back end, that grapey note is kind of kicking in again. And it's not a green grape. I would say more along the lines of one of those red grapes. And that finish, I'm still sticking around. This is going to be medium to long. And I think in the past, what has gotten me the most on the Four Roses is there's not a good balance of sweet and spice. It's usually, for me, a little bit more spice than sweet. And if you've been here for a while, you know that I really do like a good balance of sweet and spice. This is, I wouldn't say perfectly balanced for my taste. I do think it's a little bit more spicy than it is sweet. Those oak tannins and that oak bitterness is a little bit elevated past the point of where I would actually like it. But as it's sitting on the palate, that sweetness and the oak kind of sort of balance out a little bit. Brown sugar, caramel, vanilla, all those notes are there, which is always a good thing. So Four Roses and I have a rocky history. It was one of the original bourbons that Mary Bridget and I and my brother-in-law John ever drank. It was four whiskeys that I brought over to their house when we first originally decided we're going to drink whiskey and see how it goes. It was the single barrel Four Roses that I got. I didn't like it. Then I liked it. I didn't like it. I gave the bottle away. I got another one. I ended up liking it. I used it for mixers. I put Coke in it, and it just never hit my flavor profile. I got more and more Four Roses as we went along. I went ahead and got all of the 3 new recipes, and I think there are more misses than hits within that recipe. And because I fluctuate back and forth between liking it and not liking it, I don't think going forward, once this bottle is gone, that I'm going to reinvest in it. Now, once they do come out with newer recipes, because of the YouTube channel, I'm definitely going to be grabbing those and reviewing them. But I think I'm satisfied with the Four Roses that I have up to this point. And once all of these bottles are gone, I think I know enough of Four Roses to say that they're going to be skips for me. I can put this straight across the board with every single Four Roses that I have, with the exception of the small batch select. That one, when it's gone, I will replace it, and that is the Four Roses bottle that I will keep in my collection. I think all the other single barrels and all of the other recipes that come out, I might be speaking too soon on the newer recipes that are coming out. But yeah, I just don't think that overall, the overall experience is something that is enjoyable enough for me to replace it. I understand Four Roses is a fan favorite for a lot of people. I'm not saying that this is bad. I'm just saying that it is not my flavor profile. So yeah, this is a skip for me. Again, not saying that it's bad. It just doesn't hit my profile the right way. And if I'm going to keep Four Roses in my collection, it will be the small batch select. So let me know in the comments down below what you think of Four Roses. The majority of the people are probably going to say they absolutely love it, which is perfectly fine by me. Let me know if you see these new recipes in your area. How much are they costing you? Are they sitting on the shelves? And are you anticipating or looking forward to the next releases? If you have a favorite recipe, throw that recipe down below in the comments. Like, subscribe, share, do all those things that YouTubers ask you to do. And until the next time, we'll talk to everybody later. Bye.